first inning, I struck out the side, and by the sixth inning, I knew I had a lot, but I didn't know I had that many, so it's pretty unbelievable.
Welcome to episode 283 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland, and welcome to Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame Induction Weekend. If you're listening to this on Thursday, the weekend is actually getting underway today with an event at Rogers Centre in Toronto. Then the ceremony itself happens on Saturday, and the class of 2024 includes longtime MLB catcher Russell Martin, women's national team legend and friend of the show Ashley Stevenson, former Medicine Hat Blue Jay and Toronto Blue Jays lefty Jimmy Key, Baseball Saskatchewan and men's national team member Rod Heisler, and builders Paul Godfrey and Howard Burney. We'll be getting help from Bob Elliott, Kevin Glue, and the fine folks Canadian Baseball Network for their coverage of this year's ceremony, so stay tuned to our websites for more from St. Mary's, Ontario this weekend. To the field we go, and Calgary's Michael Soroka has made another appearance out of the bullpen for the Chicago White Sox. Against Boston Sunday, he allowed 2 runs on 2 hits, while striking out 2 in an inning of work as he was tagged for the loss in a 6-4 Red Sox victory. In AAA, AHP Academy product and coach Eric Sparowski picked up a win in relief for Cleveland's affiliate, the Columbus Clippers. He allowed no runs and no hits while walking 2 and striking out 3 in 2 innings as the Clippers took the 23-5 victory over Indianapolis. He's now 1-2 with a 3.05 ERA and 16 relief appearances across 2 different levels of minor ball, striking out 38 in 20-plus innings of work. A couple of fun facts about a pair of Alberta products. In AA, Vauxhall Academy grad Adam Macko is third amongst all pitchers in strikeouts in the AA Eastern League as he is 71 this season. His last outing came last Thursday where he allowed 1 run on 4 hits with 2 walks and 8 Ks to pick up the W in a 4-1 New Hampshire win over Erie. And in the High A Northwest League, St. FX Academy product and Wetaskiwin's own Matt Kootenay is second in the league in doubles with 14. He's hitting .294 this season with 3 homers and 25 RBI. In Indie Ball, a big shout out to Lethbridge's Landon Barassa, who's had himself a couple of stellar outings lately. On June 4th, he went the complete game, allowing just 1 run on 2 hits while striking out 8 in a 1-0 loss to Kane County. Then on Monday, another complete game, allowing 1 run on 5 hits while striking out 11. He's now 2-2 with a 3.07 earned run average and 45 strikeouts in 6 starts. Don't look now, but the Edmonton Riverhawks have been on a bit of a roll lately. They had a 3-game winning streak heading into Tuesday night, and as we record this, sit with a 6-5 record, just a game and a half behind North Division leading Wenatchee. It's been a bit of a logjam in the early going in the WCL. The Riverhawks have a 3-game homestand against Victoria this weekend before heading out on a 6-game road trip starting next week. Let's head over to the WCBL now, where our 3 guests will be coming from. Before we get there, though, the Okotoks Dogs are leading the league with a 10-1 record, followed by the Sylvan Lake Gulls at 9-3 and the Medicine Hat Mavericks at 8-4. Lethbridge, Regina, and Moose Jaw also have 8 wins apiece, so it's definitely a track meet to start this season. In case you've missed it, I'm actually your host for the weekly Red Arrow Report for the WCBL, which comes out every Tuesday morning. You can follow the league on social to see those reports as we look at the news headlines, some of the highlights from the past week, and the power rankings. This week on that report, we went back to that insane game between Lethbridge Bulls and Brooks Bombers. Thanks to the wind and the short porch at Elks Field, the Bulls won a barn burner 31-26, setting all kinds of records. We had a couple of guests on talking about the game last week here on the podcast. We have one more to recap the game, and that's second-year Bombers infielder Zander Bretza. An all-star last year, the Santa Ana, California native is off to a great start again this season, hitting .345 with 3 homers and 6 RBI. Zander, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
So let's talk about last night first. 31-26 final score. What was it like being a part of something crazy like that?
Man, like, you always hear baseball is like a crazy game. You never know what you're going to see out there. And that was definitely something I've never seen before. Definitely wild.
What's the closest that you've come to something like that?
I mean, last year, our team at UNLV, we played University of Pacific, and we scored 30 runs, but I mean, it wasn't like a marathon like this last game was, where both teams score close to 30 runs.
From a batter's perspective, did it feel like if you hit it in the air, it had a chance of leaving in the yard?
Yeah, basically our coach told us keep the ball off the ground. I've never heard that from a coach before. Normally you hear put the ball on the ground, make something happen, but our coach told us put the ball in there because there was I think I heard there was 16 home runs last night.
When you're in the dugout, I'm curious about a situation like that. What's the vibe in there when are you guys kidding around about how crazy the game is? Are you getting mad about it because it's kind of all over the map? Like, walk us through what it's like in the dugout while this thing is going on.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of like back and forth, back and forth. It was a long game, so we were kind of like, dang, it was 2 hours gone by and we're only in the second inning. It felt like, but it was definitely back and forth the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad to see that our team, we were down by double digits, I believe, at one point, maybe 14 runs we were down or something. And I know most teams that I've been on, they would just probably throw in the towel then, or they wouldn't have as much life as our team has. So I'm glad to see that this team can really fight and not give up.
Absolutely. How bad do you feel for the pitchers in a game like that? I mean, you've had to throw a couple from the bump in the last few games here. How tough is it for those guys who are having to watch everything they throw basically end up in the stands out beyond left field kind of thing?
I mean, it's just part of that. It was just that game last night. Every pitcher that got up on that mound was, you kind of got to just deal with it. I did feel a little bad for him, but I mean, at the same time, it's everyone's going through it. If you're on the mound, you just got to get up there and keep throwing no matter what happens up there.
Mm. You're having yourself quite the excellent start to the season. 389, a couple of homers, 4 RBI in 8 games. How happy are you with your performance to this point?
Feeling pretty great. I mean, I didn't back at school as a PO. So I came out here hoping to do something like I did last year. I hit pretty well last year. I think I put up 70 hits last summer in this league, and I'm looking to do something pretty similar this summer.
Absolutely.
And coming off of a season where I was just a pitcher, I mean, I feel like I'm doing pretty well out here.
For sure. As you mentioned, you're coming off an all-star season in Brooks. Did you have any expectations of yourself coming into this summer?
I mean, of course I'm going to have high expectations, but I mean, at the same time, I didn't know what it was going to be like coming off of a year not seeing live pitching and all that. But I mean, I put in the grind upstairs, working in batting cages and all that. Had coaches come in, throw to me at school on my off time, and I mean, it's kind of worked. I'm starting to see it pay off.
You mentioned the resilience piece with this team. Compare last year's team to this year's team on paper anyways, and even in the first few games. Are you noticing any differences as far as what the Bombers are bringing to the table this summer?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's definitely just from what I noticed on and off the field, it's this team's totally bonded. So once we get all of our guys in, I know we're still waiting on a couple more, but once we get all of our guys in and everyone's completely bonded like it has been, there's no stopping this team.
Being from Santa Ana, California, what's it like coming to small town Alberta like Brooks?
I love this town out here. Small town, but totally different than back home. Don't have all the same food places that I'm used to, but I mean, I came out here last year and I absolutely loved it and want to come back out again.
Talk about that community mindset for a second. I mean, you and I are chatting off air about getting up after a marathon game like that at 9 a.m. to go help with some high school stuff. Talk about the ability to be able to give back to the community in that way and really make a special connection and bond there.
Yeah, I mean, it was really cool because being a part of this team, we really help out the community. Everything's there's only 14,000 people in this town, so everyone knows everyone out here, which is cool. I just went out. We did the track meet today. Everyone comes up, runs up to us, gives us high fives. It's really cool to be out here. I know they see us as celebrities out here, which is cool. But it really makes our day too because, I mean, it makes us feel special as well.
For sure. I am curious, when you're coming to a new country or a new town and you get an opportunity to do stuff like that, did it take you by surprise at all, given that you're coming up to Canada? I mean, we're known for hockey, a little bit of football here. Baseball might be an afterthought, especially from somebody who's born and raised in sunny California.
Yeah, I mean, when I was coming up through the border, I actually drove up with my teammate Evan. He drove up with me. I said that I texted him on Twitter, which is X now, but I was like, "Hey, dude, you're on my team, and I saw that you live about 20 minutes away from me. Was wondering if you want to drive up to Canada with me." And so yeah, we met the morning that we drove up together. It took 2 days, and then when we got to the border, they stopped us, and it's just the lady working at the border, she was just so confused how two guys from Southern California just met yesterday, like 2 days ago, and we're coming out to play baseball in Brooks, Alberta. She just couldn't put it together. It was kind of funny. But, yeah, I mean, this town loves sports because I know that they don't get it year-round. Hockey's out here. The host families bill it hockey, and then right after that, right when they're gone, baseball comes in for the next couple months, and then they get their hockey players back.
Let's get a little bit of your backstory here, Zander. How did you get into baseball in the first place?
So my dad got me into baseball. He played professional baseball, played at UC Santa Barbara for a couple years, and then I believe he was in the Blue Jays organization, and then he ended up taking a fishing job after that, designing rods and reels for fishing. So that's another one of my big hobbies, fishing out here as well.
Very cool. Was it all baseball all the time in your household, or was it a multi-sport situation for you?
Growing up, it was multi-sport, like soccer, basketball, even did some like football as well. But I had to kind of pick what I wanted to pursue, and I knew it was baseball because that's the thing I had the most fun with, and I had a lot of success as well.
Did you have a favorite team or player growing up?
I mean, growing up, yeah, it was like Trout and Vladimir Guerrero. Those guys, I just love watching them because I live 5 minutes away from Angel Stadium about, so grew up going to almost every game at Angel Stadium because my grandpa had like front row tickets.
Very cool. I've been to that stadium. That's a fun time. Looking back on your young career to this point, do you have any favorite memories or moments where you kind of had to take that step back and go, man, I can't believe I get to do this?
I did qualify for a home run derby out at Petco Park, and it was a junior home run derby. So we got shipped out there, all expenses paid. It was pretty cool out there. Got hit on the field, do the home run derby on the field, and then they took us to the All-Star game stuff, and it was a really cool event. I think that's probably one of my highlights. But I have a lot of them that just been all over the world playing baseball. But when I look back, I'm like, that was pretty cool.
Absolutely. On the opposite side of the fence here, though, baseball's known as that game of failure. So I'm curious, what's been that biggest obstacle or hurdle that you've had to overcome over your young career?
I would say that probably happened like just about 2 years ago. I broke my elbow in half playing baseball and broke the olecranon in half. I had to get surgery on that. And I honestly didn't know if I'd throw a baseball again because if something went wrong with the surgery, like it's just always in the back of your mind that you might not ever play again. But then I came out to Brooks. It was probably like 6 to 8 months after that. I came out to Brooks and I played pretty well last year. I mean, I was in the All-Star game and all that, which was a pretty cool honor. And that was probably my biggest obstacle because I was out for a full season, and I'd never been out of baseball that long.
How grateful were you to get back on that field? Like, do you remember that moment when you finally got back on and were able to kind of soak in that moment one more time and go, man, I can't believe I was this close to having this all taken away?
Yeah, I mean, I stepped on the field, put on my cleats, stepped on the field, and just put a smile on my face. Like, I mean, normally I feel like I take things for granted when I go out there on the field, but now I start to look back. I'm like, dang, this could have all been taken away from me.
For sure. A few fun ones for you here, Zander. What's your favorite ballpark food?
Funny thing is, they actually tried to make us. They're trying to get us going with our player burgers and hot dogs. So I kind of created my own that they might be offering at the park here soon.
So what's on that burger?
Yeah, it's double patty, bacon cheeseburger with avocado, lettuce, tomato, and onion.
Very cool. What's your go-to walk-up tune?
It's always been "That's My Kind of Night" by Luke Bryan. Started from the beginning. I know I just changed it this year to "Boys Around Here" by Blake Shelton, but yeah.
I sense a theme developing there. A little bit of a country music fan, I see. If you weren't playing baseball, what would you likely be pursuing?
Probably fishing. I'd probably be fishing, probably in like a collegiate, on a collegiate team somewhere. But back home, I help run fishing charters for bluefin tuna.
Very cool.
A lot of my time that I'm not on the field or in the gym, I'm out fishing.
That is fantastic. I'm going to have to take you up on that on an offer one day to go fishing because it sounds like a great time. A couple more for you before we let you go here, Zander. They're kind of standard ones for us here on the show. What's your one piece of advice or those words of wisdom you have for those young kids who are just starting out on their baseball journeys?
Don't take the little things for granted, and I think a big one is don't get too down on yourself. Never get too high, never get too low. I've heard that many times, and I feel like sometimes you might overlook it, but like now looking back, like I wish I could relive some of the cool moments that I've had in the past.
Final question for you. It's one we ask everybody here on the show. What does the game of baseball mean to you?
That's a hard question. For me, it means my whole life. Grew up playing it. I mean, now I'm playing for the past 2 years in a different country, so got me pretty far. And it's baseball's my whole life. Yeah, I feel like that's it.
Might be it, but it's also a pretty common answer that we hear here on the show. I'm sure you're not shocked by that at all. Everybody loves the game of baseball. Zander, really appreciate the time. Congrats on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success in Brooks and beyond. And again, thanks so much for taking the time to join us here on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Our next guest this week also had himself a night to remember recently. Swift Current 57's ace Kenny Jinks is into his final season of baseball after a stellar collegiate career at Wheeling University. This season with Swift, he's 2-1 with a 2.04 ERA in 3 starts, striking out 33 in 22 innings. No start, though, has been better for him than the one he had last Friday against Moose Jaw. He had 18 strikeouts and 8 innings of work as the 57s took the 5-1 decision. You can head to SaskatchewanDugoutStories.com for a full rundown of that outing. We sat down with Jinks earlier this week to talk about that game and his journey in baseball. Kenny, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this latest outing. 18 strikeouts when all is said and done. Ever had an outing quite like that?
No, I've had some big ones in my career throughout my 20 years, but I've always had, the lower double digits, but 18 was just, I'm still in awe of it.
When did you realize that you were on to something? Like this was crazy town kind of thing?
Well, the first inning I struck out the side, and I didn't really think of too much of it, but then I just kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it, and by the 6th inning, I knew I had a lot, but I didn't know I had that many. So it's pretty unbelievable.
Is there a point in that game where you kind of just go, okay, let's just keep throwing versus there's, as we were saying off air, there's that situation that pops up where you wonder if the wheels will fall off kind of thing. Did you have kind of that moment of, holy crap, like just keep going and don't worry about, racking them up at this point?
Yeah, it's always, I try to always, stay true to myself and say who I am as a pitcher, but you got to think the other team's perspective, and they're seeing I'm striking all of them out. I thought they were going to change their approach and the better two strike swings, but they just kept chasing, and I just kept throwing it there, so everything worked out.
So take us to your game plan. First inning, what are you looking to do during the course of this game? What was sort of your mindset heading in?
Well, I had a normal warm up throughout to the first pitch, and we get out there, and our umpire's telling me to hold up, and we got the few coaches out in the field, an extra player, because first base is still got dirt in the hole. So I'm already done with my warm up pitches, and I have to sit there for 5 minutes. And I'm like, well, let's see how this goes. And then it just started from there like wildfire.
Talk a little bit about your approach pitch by pitch. What was working for you, and what did you feel was really kind of leading to all the Ks?
Yeah, well, this wasn't my first time facing Moose Jaw, and I know they had a few returners in their lineup, and I kind of know how to pitch to them to get outs. But mainly it was just working the fastball early, getting that for a strike, and then going to my off speed to where they'd either chase or they'd look at it. So, it was mainly just staying with that fastball and going to my off speed.
I was going to ask, was it a matter of being a pitcher's pitcher and having really good location that night, or was it a matter of you were just throwing straight fire and the velo was up? What did you feel was sort of helping that fastball do what it needed to do?
Yeah, I think it was just me relying on hitting my spots, and if they do hit it, then if I do hit my spot, then they're probably not going to make hard contact. But if they do, then so be it. But as long as I hit my spot, I know that if I beat them, then I beat them. If they beat me, then they beat me. So it was all about just hitting my spots, making sure, giving the team a chance to win.
Speaking of hitting your spots, you've been doing exactly that through the early part of this season. Talk us through how you're feeling about your performance to this point.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. The college coach always tells me, limit the free stuff and you should be good. So I think I only have 1 or 2 walks over the first 3 starts. So I haven't been getting any free stuff, and that usually leads to other stuff. You get a runner on 4-pitch walk. That's hard to get him out and not have him score. But, I've just been trusting myself and trusting my catcher, what he's been calling. But yeah, that's about it. No real secret over here.
Mm-hmm. Talk a little bit about your expectations did you have any expectations heading into this summer with Swift Current? Did you have any goals or aspirations that you really wanted to achieve?
Basically this summer, this was probably going to be my last time playing baseball. So I just didn't really have any goals or expectations. I just wanted to come up here and have fun one more time and, enjoy this game that I've played so long. So, I'm grateful to come back here and play it and do the things that I've been doing.
Absolutely. You've become a quick fan favorite here in Swift over the last couple of seasons. What is it? You're a product of Cartersville, Georgia. I'm curious, what was the culture shock like as you came up here for the very first time?
Oh, it was, everybody's just so nice up here. It's unbelievable. You can't do anything wrong to their eyes. They always see you. They always want to greet you. But, besides that, I've had poutine just about every other day since I've been here for 3 years. I can't get enough of that. So that's probably one of the biggest culture shocks is fries and gravy.
Yes, and that's not necessarily a bad thing by any stretch. I'm curious as well, when you've come back, what makes you want to keep coming back? What's been sort of the big draw for you in playing in this league?
Oh, it's everything. The competition, I love it. It's great competition up here. I just love the summer ball vibe to it here. It's just kind of laid back, kind of get to do your own thing, and then every day at 7:05 you get to go out there and showcase your abilities to either your hometown or another team's hometown.
Did it take you by surprise coming up to Canada thinking, I don't know what the ball scene's going to be like here, but here you are playing in front of a few hundred, sometimes a few thousand fans?
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable, especially when you get to an Okotoks game on a night game and they got 4,500 people yelling, and it's just you just sit on the mound and you just look at the crowd and just take it in. But it's been amazing. So yeah.
What would it mean to you to be able to win a WCBL championship with Swift in your last year here?
It'd be something. First year I thought we had a shot, but then we had a bunch of kids leave and had to go back to school. But even last year we weren't the best, but we battled every day. But this year I think we got a pretty good team that we can turn around here, and we start playing connected and playing as a team. And I think we have a good shot of trying to win this whole thing.
I was going to ask about your scouting report on this team. I know it's still early days and there's still a few guys that are coming to the roster still, but what do you see there as compared to the last couple of years and make you go, this team's got something a little different than what I've seen in the past?
Yeah, it's just, both years we've had some good ball players, but it's been a little too much fun of a summer. So I think this year we have some kids that are pretty locked in and pretty determined on winning everything, and we got a young bullpen, pretty young team actually, but they're always hungry. They always want to do right by the team, and I think that's pretty good.
Now that you're the savvy veteran on this squad, give us an inside look at maybe some of those conversations that you're having with some of those younger guys. What are you telling them about this circuit, and what are you telling them about, I'll call it the grind of 3 months of summer ball here in Canada?
Oh, yeah. I tell some of the kids every day, I'm like, hey, look, you got next AB, you got the next pitch, you even got tomorrow. Like, we played 50 games. Don't take that AB or take that pitch that you threw that might have gotten hit, and keep moving on, and there's a reason why you got here. And so, yeah.
Well, let's get back in time a little bit here, Kenny, and talk a little about your beginnings in baseball. What was it that, or who got you into the game in the first place?
Be my father. He played ever since I think I was born, and I guess I gave him the extra push of stopping and having to work, but yeah, he got me into it. I got all my brothers play baseball, grandfather. Baseball's a pretty big thing in my house.
Very cool. Were you a multi-sport kid growing up, or was it all baseball all the time?
Oh, believe it or not, I think right now I'd probably rather play basketball because I'm a basketball player, but baseball's the thing I'm good at.
Did you have a favorite team or player growing up?
Yeah, well, me being from Georgia, do not like any Georgia sports. So, yeah, so that was a tough thing around the family, but I like the Nationals, and I'm a big Detroit Lions fan, so.
When did it turn for you? Do you remember that moment where you went, okay, I love this game of ball, or I'm good at it, but maybe I can go and chase this thing and do something bigger with it?
Yeah, it was actually my first year playing in the WCBL. coming from a team, wasn't getting a lot of innings, came out here to try and, promote myself. And I did just that. I've been leading the league, and I've been up there in the league in innings pitched, strikeouts, ERA, and it's just opened a whole new opportunity for me. And it got me to go to another college, and I excelled there, starting pitcher, and just took off from there. And ever since then, it's been a pretty fun ride.
Do you remember that moment where you kind of had to take a step back and go, man, I can't believe I get to do this? Is there a favorite moment or memory on the ballpark?
Probably my most memorable one is probably first year in the WCBO, the All-Star game. I came into the bottom of the ninth with runners on, and it was either one out or no out. Somehow I had to get us out of a jam, and coach comes to the mound to take out the pitcher, and he calls for me, and I walk up there and I just look out into the crowd of how many ever, 7 to 6,500 people, and that was probably one of those, the coolest things that wow, this is something.
Absolutely. On the flip side of that, everybody knows baseball is a game of failure, and so I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, what's that big hurdle or the biggest challenge you've had to overcome over your young baseball career?
Probably my redshirt sophomore year. I was dealing with elbow pain, and my back was not helping at all either. So I had to go through a little patch of not pitching and, just watch it. And then getting back to, being 100%. And I think that was the year that I was hurt. And then I came to this league that summer, and it was just a huge, hurdle hopping over of going from not even really playing to immediately starting every weekend.
Mm-hmm. A few fun ones for you here, Kenny. When you're at the ballpark as a fan, what is your go-to food?
Ooh, if Swift Current, in our concession stand, we got a walking taco. And so I asked my billet mother, I'm like, round usually the 6th or 7th inning, I'm like, hey, I'm trying to get a little hungry. Can I get a walking taco? And it's just meat, cheese, and Doritos, but I could eat that all the time.
Very cool. Let's say you're coming out of the bullpen and you get the Jordan Romano or the Mariano Rivera treatment. You get that walkout tune. What is that walkout tune coming out of the bullpen?
I've been a starter, but also closed. So if I ever had a closing song, I'd probably go with, I don't know if many people know it, but Money for Nothing by the Dire Straits.
That's a beautiful song. I like that one a lot. Yeah, good call on that. And finally, when it comes to being, whether it's in baseball or in life, who would you call your hero?
Definitely my dad. I mean, he's been there just about through everything I've been through baseball. I mean, I look up to him. When I was little, I always watched him play baseball. So I always just wanted to be half of the baseball player that he was. So it's pretty special, playing for him all these years. And these past 3 years, he hasn't really, seen me play a lot, but I know he watches every single game, and fortunate enough to keep playing this game for him. So
you got a chance to maybe get him to fly up to Swift for a game or two before the season's done?
Yeah, hopefully. It's tough with 5 and 6 brothers.
I bet he did a lot of traveling over the course of when you 6 were all young. Holy moly. my hat's off to Mr. Jinks for sure. A couple of final ones for you, Kenny, before we let you go here. They're the standard two. One, when we ask the athletes, is when you get a chance to talk to those young ones who are starting out on their journeys in Swift or maybe back home in Georgia, and they're looking to you for that piece of advice, those words of wisdom to get them to the level that you're at now. What would you say to them? What are those savvy words that you'd like to impart upon them?
Yeah, just don't give up. Always keep push. You can always get better, at least 1% better every day. So, don't worry about your mistakes and just worry about all the success that you can have, because, baseball is you go 3 out of 10, you're hitting 300, but you're still a Hall of Famer. So,
absolutely. And the final one we ask everybody here on the show: what does the game of baseball mean to you?
I mean, it means everything. It's gotten me to where I'm at now. It's gotten me to where after college now that I'm going back to the same school and, going to try and start a coaching job there and get my master's there. So, I mean, it's given me just about everything I have today.
That is very cool. Love where you're heading to as well. Kenny, really appreciate the time. Congrats on the latest outing, but congrats on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success in Swift and beyond. Really appreciate the time. Thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yes, thank you.
Our final guest this week is an old friend of the show. Sherwood Park's Graham Brunner was the opening day starter for the Okotoks Dogs back on May 24th, allowing no runs on 5 hits with 2 Ks in an 11-0 win over Brooks. Brunner's been with the Dogs since 2021 and a part of the Dogs Academy program for years before. The Emporia State University product spoke with our Ian Wilson during the Dogs Media Day before the season to chat about his expectations heading into the summer.
Graham, by my count, this is season number 7 for you. Maybe start by telling me just how much change you've seen at Siemens Stadium with this team in those 7 years. That's a good chunk of time.
I mean, coming from high school, I kind of looked up to everybody. I was the youngest guy on the team for sure, and I was playing with guys now I'm playing with guys that are way younger than me, so it's kind of now I'm in the older guys' shoes and I'm playing with younger guys, so it's kind of nice to see player-wise. And then, I mean, obviously the field, I feel like they do a great job every year. There's something new to bring more fans in each year, and the new addition to the stadium with the video board. So every year it's just great. Everything's different, and I like it a lot. So
last summer you left, but right before you got to actually enjoy the championship, but you were a big part of it. What does it mean to be back and trying for a three-peat? That's been done with this franchise before, but not, you're trying to make your own mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be nice. I get to stick around for these playoffs. I don't have to go to school so kind of my last hurrah, so hopefully we can get a three-peat and end on a high.
Yeah, and you'll get to enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
Now, again, I was saying before I started the microphone here that some of your totals, I was looking at your win totals and inning totals, strikeout totals. You're getting up there in terms of the course of your WCBL career. Does that stuff mean anything to you? Or what does it mean to you to just pile up those numbers and be recognized among some of the better pitchers in Dogs history?
I mean, I've been here for 7 years, so I hope my numbers are high as our pitching coach from high school, Duda. So, I mean, if I'm here long enough, hopefully I'll have high enough numbers to do well, and I think I have a great time here. So,
we talked about how much the stadium has changed and how many more fans you get to see each summer that are coming out here. What about you from when you first pitched? I don't know if you remember your first start in the WCBL 7 years ago, but what changes have you noticed in yourself along that time? Talk about the evolution of Graham Brunner in that time.
I would say I think just kind of soaking it in, honestly, being more in the moment, not looking what's to next. I think that was the big thing for me. I mean, I was in high school, I just played baseball each day, and I didn't really get a chance to kind of look around where I was at and who I was playing with. And most of the guys I played with now are doing pretty good in pro ball, or I'm still in contact with them. So it's kind of nice to hang out here and see dudes every year I played with in high school, and come back and play summer ball with them and have a great ride.
On that note, does it mean a little bit more? Are you going to be trying to soak it in a little bit more, knowing this is your last season with the Dogs? You're going to touch the grass a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, if I could play another 7, I would. But yeah, definitely going to soak it in a bit more with the last hurrah here. So yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Any goals for the season?
Do well, I think. Yeah. Try to three-peat. Try to get there first. So got to win game 1 to get there. So.
What again? What is it you like most about being back? Maybe it can be things that are either stuff around the concessions, something about the fans, something about the coaching staff, just anything at all. What really gets you excited to be?
I think making the drive back down from Sherwood Park every year, just like excited to see buddies I played with in high school and get to play with them again in front of 5,000 every night, and then obviously hanging out with the same billets I had in high school. So it's nice to see them each year and see where they're at, and then obviously just being around the town of Okotoks. Like, played high school here and grew up here, so it's like a second home to me, honestly. Almost my first one.
Have you had the same? Do you billet then?
Yeah, same billets.
And
yeah.
you've had the same billets?
Yeah, same billets in high school.
What's that relationship like?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, they're awesome each year and always accepted me. Even during COVID, during the COVID season, they had me staying in Murphy bed, but it was great. It's great to be down here for that season.
Do you want to give them? Now's your chance to give them a shout out.
Yeah.
Who's your billet family?
John and Suzanne Lyons.
Awesome.
Best billets in Okotoks.
There you go. Awesome. And they just have it down to a science now. I assume.
Oh yeah, they know what I like. It only took them 1 year to know what I like, but and I stuck around for 7. I'm sure they didn't know what they got into with me hanging around the first year. So.
I assume the grocery bill got a little bit higher each summer?
Yeah, a little bit higher each summer.
Yeah, awesome. Well, best of luck this season. Thanks for your time. And looking forward to seeing you around the ballpark.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks again to Zander Bretza, Kenny Jinks, and Graham Brunner for joining us this week, and thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. If you like this or any other episode, make sure to leave us a rating and review on your podcast app. Those actions, of course, help spread the word about ADS. We'd also like to tip our caps to our Platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dogs and Under the Lights Sports and Entertainment, for all they do for us and for baseball in Alberta. Our supporters help us cover costs like travel and online subscriptions. If you'd like to become a sponsor or just want to check out who we have on our roster, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.